Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and my Mavic Air 2 and I decided we'd capture some of the work that's taking place on my son's place here. For one thing, he finally got a tractor, and that makes work a lot easier. So we'll look at some of the projects he did with his tractor. On this particular day, we ordered a bunch of pea gravel. It's 3/8 minus, and so he's spreading out what was dumped and putting it on the driveway. Now, in the summertime, everything is dusty here, and in the wintertime, all the dust, whenever it rains, the dust turns to mud. And if you don't have some pea gravel down, then that mud seems to want to stick to your feet, and it tracks everywhere. And, of course, then boot scrubbers come in real handy. But so anyway, he on this particular day, he was using that tractor to spread out in the front yard and in the backyard all the pea gravel that was dumped on the driveway, and we had to spread it all over the place. So there's the tractor, and it's fairly new. He's been wanting one for quite a while, but you got to be able to afford them first. But so there it is, and it's been doing a lot of work around here. But I want to show you something else here. A while back, he was blessed to be able to find an old Yamaha golf cart. And before he had the tractor, he welded up a trailer hitch on this, and he was pulling his trailer around. Plus, it's useful for a lot of things. You can run to get the mail and everything. So it comes in real handy, and it didn't work when he got it, but of course, that's the way he is. He got it working. It's got a gas engine in it, and works pretty handy. And then as we back up here, if you've been watching any of my videos previously, right in this area, there was a huge pile of bent up corrugated steel that had come off the roof when we had the bad storm. Well, that's been moved away, except for some pieces he wanted to keep for future projects. Now, coming around front, as far as progress goes, my wife we've been unpacking, and so she's taken all of her little antique stuff and putting them out on the front porch. And it's been mentioned that this kind of looks like an old storefront, but that's kind of cool. Anyway, she's got flowers out there and everything. And then we also ordered a truckload of river rock, and so we're spreading it out. We spread some of it out here and in a couple of other places. And if you look careful, that little guy down there just to the right of the tortoise is like a little monster crawling along that my son welded up out of transmission parts. And then over on the left side, just left of the windmill, that's another little tractor he welded up, made out of transmission parts and drive lines and stuff like that. So he does really good work on just about everything he does. So anyway, the river rock made it look a lot nicer than it had previous to, it was just dirt out there. And so that was what was done. And by the way, some of these shots are speeded up. That's why the dog's walking so fast. So let's go over to the house here, and in redecorating, they had all this brick that was out front, and it was covered with weeds, and it was supposed to be decorative around the front porch. So he hauled it all back with his tractor and dumped it, and then proceeded to create a fire pit so they could have sit around the fire pit at night on cold days. And I think he ran out of mortar, but anyway, it'll get finished one of these days, I'm sure. Just like everything else, there's a lot of unfinished things if you come look around in here. There's a lot of things that are finished, some are unfinished. So then their back veranda, from the right side to the left, they've been going through and making everything look a lot nicer, a lot of decorative items, and just so you can sit down and enjoy the evening when the sun goes down. And that little mailbox there, that's for Grandma and Grandpa. If the mail comes, they'll put mail in there, and then we go check our mail. We don't have to go clear down to the mailbox, which is quite a ways away. So anyway, they've been setting up this the back veranda here, making it look pretty nice. And there's some more river rock. That was kind of a weedy area. And so we're going to take a quick walk out to the front and see some of the things that have done. And of course, we're flying over the pea gravel that he spread out. And then they've got you come around the front here, and they've got a tree that there used to be a couple of shrubs and bushes that had been there for 10 years or more, and nobody taking care of it. So that's been all pulled out with the help of his tractor. And then he mounted up the pea gravel. And there's my granddaughter. She's watering the new planted stuff that they just put in just a few days before taking this video. So anyway, that looks a lot nicer than it used to. And it comes in handy because they use flood irrigation. And one of the problems they were having was with the flood irrigation, right at the far end of this gravel there, up by just where the sidewalk ends, it used to flood, and that when we'd flood irrigation, it would run out of there, run back out onto the driveway, and turn everything into mud. So with all that's where all that other brick used to be, all along there, and so they pulled it out and put the river rock in, planted some little shrubs, and just made it look a lot nicer. By the way, another thing I forgot to mention, they put in new windows in this house. They moved into it last February, so they've been working on it. And this is November 4th. And they painted the house and they put new windows in. Looks pretty nice. And so it's a pleasure to be able to live with my son and watch all the things that he does with with his talents and abilities. So I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.